Alright, in today's video, our topic is how to transfer, for example, using SCP, a file from one server to another using the localhost or jumpbox. In the real world, sometimes we need to transfer a file from one server to another. If the server between them have the firewall open, we can simply just transfer the file from one server to another directly. However, in the real world, it is not uncommon. The firewall between two servers is not open. For example, from dev to prod, prod to dev, and so on and so forth. Also, for example, from on-prem to the cloud environment. So due to security reason and the firewall is not open. So the workaround is basically we sometimes use jumpbox. For example, we first transfer the file from server 1 to the jumpbox and then to server 2, vice versa. So for security reason. So the standard method is also going to, for example, we have file on server 1, we SCP this file to the jumpbox and then push the file to the server 2. However, the demo for this video is going to use a feature of SCP. We will directly transfer the file from server 1 to server 2 without landing the file on this box. The advantage is we don't have to use the local storage. So it's just through the network from one server to another, okay? Also, we probably will see some performance because we don't need land the file on disk. So here is the two method. One method is SCP from one server to jumpbox, then from jumpbox to server 2. Another method, it is, as I said, called SCP-3 flag. So in this way, we specify the user server file location on the server 1 and to the user, and on the server 2 to the file location, okay? So this is the trick, okay? So the SCP-3 is the trick to transfer the file from one host to another via localhost or jumpbox, okay? Especially when we do the automation, we do it in the script, something like that. All right, so the demo system, we have three servers. One it is R9, another is S9 we used previously for the videos. The root user, we always try to use root users too simply because, of course, in the real world, we're going to create a separate user to do this, okay? And the jumpbox in our case is U25. That is Ubuntu in the middle. It doesn't matter. You can use Windows as a jumpbox, do the same thing. But in this demo, we have 3 Linux box and to perform this demo. All right, let's log on to these 3 box and do so. First, I'm going to log on to the R9 server. All right, I'm in. So let's log on to another server, S9. All right, so I'm in this server. So let's log on to the middle server. So I'm going to the middleman or jumpbox. So I'm going to SSH to root at U25. This one I haven't enabled this passwordless. Okay, so all right, so it's ready. So let's see. On this server, I already have a file. It's about cd2 soft. So I have a file there. It is a backup file. It's roughly 1 gig. Okay, let me do So I have file. It is a backup file for a Stack Overflow database file. Just for demo, it's roughly 1 gig. So I will need to transfer this file from R9 from this location and to S9 for demo. Okay, right now I don't think I already have it. Let me remove this one. All right. So we're going to do this transfer, and on the jumpbox right now I don't have anything. So let's use the method of one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to SCP from R1 R9 server. So we know the location is here, and the file name is this file. Okay, so let's see how long it takes. So this is the typically we do. We just it's called 2-hop. So it's not one. We basically have to hop, transfer from one server to another, and then transfer to the middle server, or we can call it jumpbox, a local. It is served as a middleman. Okay. So once we landed on the jumpbox, then we transfer to another server. Okay. Of course, in the real world, it may be more complicated. You maybe need instead of 2-hop, and probably it's even more hop. Depends on how secure the environment we set up. Okay. So it's take about a minute to transfer, in my case, or 1 gig, and from one server to another. So, and then we know roughly it's about 1 minute from server 1 to the jumpbox. And then similar thing, we're going to transfer this file to another server. So let's see, we're going to transfer this file to S9. Let's just put it in the home directory. And so, and surprisingly, it is to another server seems a little bit faster, and probably some data caching. Okay. But anyway, so we roughly know we transfer 1 minute, server 1 to middle server, and then transfer another roughly minute or less to another server. So this total time is these two added together. So this is the case. Okay. All right. So it's almost finished. So that is the method 1. So as you know, the method 1, the con it is we need to use the local storage. Sometimes if we have a very large file, we probably don't have enough space, then, and this method will not work. Okay. Let's see. Now you can see this file was landed here. Let me remove it. And also I will remove from the target server. In this case, it's S9. Okay. All right. So let's do the second method. So the second method, as we see from the, let's do a man page. Okay. Man SCP. So when we man PC man page, you can see it. The -3, it says copy between 2 remote hosts are transferred through the local host. In this case, it's actually we call jumpbox. Or if we use this, man, probably the similar thing. Okay, SCP. So this is Red Hat. Let's see, -3 copies, 2 hosts are transferred. Okay, so similar thing. This is the man page. Okay. All right. So let's continue. And so now we're going to use -3 flag. So we're going to do like SCP -3 So the source is this server, R9. And let me go back to this window. And the target is now, it is not the local, it's going to be the S9, okay? And so because they are root users, so we don't need a prefix with the root add, those things. So let's see, we're gonna just put into the S9 in the current directory, okay? So let's run this one. Let me do a time to see how fast it is, okay? So I'm gonna do a time from server R9 to server S9, okay? From this location with this file and to this location, okay? And yeah, so right now it's nothing. So let's see. So we're going to do return. So you see, they first ask us the password for the S9, and then they ask the password for R9. So that is the source. Now it is it's doing the transfer. Hopefully, I would see it will save some time, because you see, if you see the progress bar, it roughly says like 1 minute, okay, total. Instead of in this 1 minute plus another 45 minutes, 45 seconds, 2 minutes at least, okay? So I guess roughly they save, if the network speed is similar, so we save us like half time. And let's see, yeah, you see it is landing here is 700, almost done. And okay, so this is the trick, okay? And apparently we both like save time and save storage space for the in general. So it's 1 minute. Okay, so let's do one more time. So in this time, so I'm going to remove this one again. Let's check local if we have a copy. Local, we don't have copy. However, because in the real world, we probably have to use password. So we don't want to, because in the real world, we do the automation, we use script or something. We don't want to enter the password, okay, interactively. So let's enable this passwordless. So we're going to do is, what I'm going to do is do is this H copy ID to enable this. So we're going to first enable this one. This H copy ID. All right, it's copied. So I'm gonna also enable the not 999. S9. I'm gonna also enable this password list for both servers. So let's do a quick test. Okay. So if I do a SSH, let me use host name. It will return R9. Let's do the S9. So another host. Okay. So we set up. So from the middle server, we enable the password list. So now let's do again. So we're going to just simply repeat our command to do the same thing. Okay. So in this time, because we enable the password list between the hosts, so we don't have to enter the password again. So in this way, we just simply try it one more time. Okay. So let's see on this server, we will see, it is transferring. So, okay. So, that is the, this demo and the basic tip to, how to transfer the file directly, from one server to another without using like land on the disk for the middle server. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So this line. Okay, so basically it's going to the network through the jumpbox and landed to from one server to another, or from server 2 or server 1, vice versa. Okay, so this is the tip. Hopefully it is for certain in certain situation, if you're doing like automation and transfer quickly, and hopefully this tip will help. Okay, so 1 minute 7 seconds. I think roughly this save us like half of the the time. All right, so that's for today. Let me just yeah, that's it.